Today we're going to be looking over some patch notes essentially. So just for Marisa, not for the game. So we're going to talk about how this affects her as a character in at least the current state or the previous state of the game, because honestly we're not going to sit here and have time to go through and like they're like, oh, this mechanic changed, because they did overall change some of the system mechanics, more so parry and stuff, but that's irrelevant. We're more here to focus on Marisa's changes, which I will link the patch site down below so y'all can click on it and see for yourself. But she only got 11 changes, only like 7 or 8 of them we're probably going to go over because they're like what's important. On hit, her jab is now +4 instead of +3, so she has an extra frame on hit, which is cool. I don't think it really does much for her. However, on block, let me set Ryu to jab, white punch, so that's a 4 frame, right? That's a 4 frame move, and then we're going to go set the block all right. Now if you try to jab Marisa, opposed to you just being able to, I guess, mash in neutral against Marisa with no consequence, now if you do it, you'll actually get counter hit. And if the Marisa's paying attention, which I hope they are, you get hit, right? You get up to 2 hit. Yeah, since there's so little, I figured we might as well go over it. But also the pushback on hit for this is it's less now. You don't get pushed back as much, which I mean, I guess that's good for facing purposes if you're trying to kind of, I guess, maybe get in, or who knows, but it's there, motherfucker. You know, it does its thing. All right, next thing, right? Her crouching light, rather than it being +0, is on hit is now +2. So her crouching light kick is now +2, meaning basically before, if anything's +0 in this game, and it's kind of common sense, but if you're not too if you don't know too much about frame data, if a move is +0, that means you can either trade with the other person or hit them. So if I hit a button that has more of a startup than Ryu's, so let's say Ryu goes for a jab and I go for a standing jab and he goes for a crouching jab, which standing jab is 6 frames, crouching jab is 4 frames. Essentially he'll beat me out because we're +0. It's not like I'm minus and then the rules will apply differently. So we're kind of at the same rate here. So we're either trading or he's counter hitting me, one of the two, or nothing happens and we're just kind of sitting here, you know, looking at each other. So I guess it's more helpful if you're using it kind of at range or a little far out, and even then, right now, at least you kind of perfectly spaced to where this will whiff. But even then, if it didn't, it gives you more time to walk back. So if you hit this, you can kind of walk back. You can walk back a little further. You can make a little further progress so that you're not just getting crouching medium and you're super vulnerable. So arguably, I guess it also gives you space to move around and traverse as well, right? If you space it out, like I said, super properly at max range, you can do this. So I guess you're trying to keep your opponent at bay, or for doing crouching mediums, you hit them. The next one, and I feel like this is like where things kind of get spicy, and this one kind of has its use, right? So crouching heavy, you can now cancel earlier. So rather than having to wait for it, rather than having to charge it all the way up, and this is in neutral, you'll never use it in this case, but I'm just giving an example. Rather than you having to charge it all the way up in neutral to kind of do level 1, 2, or 3, now you can actually cancel it like this, right? The main highlight of this is actually, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you in neutral, and then I'm gonna show you like the possible use for it outside of it or in the corner. But this now creates a new way for you to get a fully charged Gladius, other than you either, I guess, like maybe stunning somebody, or in order. Basically, before, all you could really do is this as a combo ender if you wanted to use it as that. So basically it gives more options to use level 1 as a combo ender. So rather than you having to just sit here and, I guess, like do the typical like that, like you do a combo and end it, like now you can do something like this, right? For a nice little 40, excuse me, 4,000 damage. So that's not bad. Next one, and this is my favorite one as far as frame data goes, not overall, because that one's coming up. The heavy 2-hitter is now an extra 7 frames, right, on hit. What that basically means is it was 35. As you can see now, it's 42, meaning if you land this, you get a safe jump. Now, before that wasn't the case. Like back then, all you could really do is kind of sit here and maybe, I don't know, discontinue Oki, which is still pretty cool or good, but now you actually get a stage jump to where they kind of have to hold it. And typically when I land it, I normally will land the first fit. Like I either fully charge. When you fully charge, they can't do shit about it, right? This is typically what happens to me in ranked, right? That. Now you get a safe jump off of it. anytime you hit it, at least when they're grounded, airborne, the frame data changes, but at least as long as they're grounded and this hits them in some way, you get a safe jump. Thought that was pretty cool. Another way for her to kind of keep the pressure going. And now we have Failix. So now in Failix, her hurt box, and it's kind of hard to demonstrate through this properly. You just kind of have to play and see. But long story short, her hurt box has been reduced from the feet upwards. So now you'll probably get clipped less online. Like sometimes I feel like people would just accidentally clip your Failix in neutral. Now you actually, this will hit a lot more, or it should hit a lot more consistently, because there's moments, like I said, some people are just hitting shit out here. And you got to be a certain range, because if you're close, like you'll still get hit if you play like an idiot, if you just like are just Failixing everywhere or Superman punching everywhere. But now if you're actually kind of, it's easier to space out, and you don't got to worry about people just walking up jabbing you out of it, right? The last like notable change that we're going to talk about is her level 1. So her level 1 now, if you, I actually have the recording preset, right? We're gonna go here, corner, right? Her level 1, if you hold it, now when you grab, you can actually, if you're holding it, when the person goes to grab you, you can now hit them off of it, out of it, which I've been asking for a long time, considering JP can just OD amnesia and parry. Now that's the thing. Now the only drawback is, right, and not even a drawback, more so, if you press it, which I don't think you should if you're using it as a wake up option anyways, right? If you just press it, or if you don't hold it, you can still get grabbed. But this now stops you from just drawing Marisa endlessly up until a certain point, because back then all you could really do is drive reversal and either wait for a level 1, and even then that's still risky, or level 2. So really your only good defensive options, but they were expensive, were level 2 or 3. Like you could drive reversal, which drive reversal's ass for Marisa when they update, especially when they updated the game. You could level 1, but the problem is if somebody's throwing you, like when I play Marisa's, all I do is just throw loop. Now that stops you from just continuously being drawn. Now it makes you actually have to kind of think of Marisa, but it still loses the shimmy. The only thing is now, even if they shimmy, they have to wait. So it still loses the shimmy technically, but at least now you have a less expensive option to get out of jail, or you have a better get out of jail free card, even though it's still kind of, compared to other characters, it's still kind of whack, but it's better than nothing. The only thing that I really care about, like I said, is the level 1 thing. The other stuff, and then like maybe the jab, other than those two, like everything else is kind of here nor there. I don't think this really does too much for her. Like I said, with the combo routes, y'all can experiment with it. I'm not that person. Like I'll wait till somebody else figures out a combo route and then add my own twist to it. So I'm not gonna do that, but y'all can kind of experiment with this. But other than that, all she really got, like I said, was just new combo routes. Nothing too drastic change. But y'all let me know, maybe y'all can find something I'm not within the notes or the frame data, or what I said. Maybe I'm not seeing the significance yet. Y'all gotta wait for the Zach Hinky video, or I think Hinky, or the other guy that plays Marisa. He makes these great breakdowns. But anywho, yeah, that's about it. Hope y'all enjoy, and yeah, man, I'm gonna go to bed because I have work in a couple hours.